Hi, this is Jota. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Change, but most importantly, I'm an English teacher. And today I just want to share you a quick lesson that I'm doing with my students. We are starting to work with conditionals. So we are working with zero conditional, and these kids are between 8 and 10 years old. Zero conditional is quite simple. Condition and result go in present. If you give students a fill in the blanks exercise, they will do it because they have just to memorize that they have to follow that rule. But what happens if we want them to use it in a more natural way to internalize the rule? So let's be more practical. If you we talk about zero conditional, the first thing that come to our minds are science, because we have laws and they always happen the same way. So that's what we are going to do in the lesson today. We're going to do some science experiments. I'm going to show you only one. You can find different experiments that you can do at your class and on YouTube. So safety first. So we have this. So let's do some science here. So what do we have here? It's quite simple. The experiment is very simple. We have some water, vinegar, food coloring, and baking soda. Obviously, you have some classes, and I put this dish over here, so there is no, we don't make a mess and ruin the table. Now, you can review a lot of things while doing this exercise. If you just give them, give the students all the materials, you're missing a learning opportunity. So you can do it as a listening exercise. If you have pre-taught the vocabulary, it's cool. If not, it is a good way to introduce them. But probably they have already done a lot of things like imperatives, colors, following instructions, and this is the time that you can review. So if you just record yourself before the class and they have to listen to follow the instructions, that would be super cool. And or if they actually after the experiment they have to write the process, they will be practicing some grammar too, some writing. They will review all the vocabulary you're learning here, plus imperatives and then the conditionals. So it's a matter of how you are going to do it. But I'm going to show you the experiment and why is it so cool. And it's very simple. Students you may have to teach them the actions like pouring the water over there and put it in, and you cannot even practice review preposition of place. So we always focus on activities that are English is not isolated, you know. So it's always a nice opportunity to go and review things. They can always talk while they are doing. So what are you doing? That is present continuous. Oh, I'm putting some drops in the water. What color is that? So that's red. Okay, so we have red color over there. That is in water. And then let's put some blue over here. Oh, it doesn't work. Let's go with green. Probably. Good. So we have red and green if you want to focus on that. Now, something that you can always do is if you want to introduce conditionals here too, you can mix the colors. So what happens, and you get asked questions, what happens if I mix uh, green and red, for example, and then you get a new color and then you can start practicing English in a natural way. Now, the thing is that you have to be very careful on the language you use, and that's the only thing. So let's mix it, and we get a strange color there. Here we only have green. So it's getting a little bit brownish. So that is what happens when you mix green and red. If I mix green and red, I get brown. So it's actually something that they can start talking or take notes and then have writing and then present. Even they can record their own videos and explain the experiment if they have the language. Now, that is pretty basic, and it's you can see that students may say, yeah, that's too boring. Uh, and to make it fun, just to start playing with it. This is baking soda. You can ask questions. So what happens if I put baking soda in the water? And maybe they're going to do some they're going to come up with ideas. And then you want to see it? Okay. Nothing happens. What? Let's repeat it. What happens if I put baking soda on the brown water? Nothing happens. So let's. What happens if I mix this? Let's mix this a little bit. Hmm. Nothing is going on here. So I can actually make my students do the experiment with me. So I'm demonstrating sometimes and they are doing it. You can do it, as I mentioned before, you can do it as a listening so they can actually follow the instructions. It's up to you how you're going to do it. But let's see, let's put some vinegar here. So what happens if you mix vinegar? Whoa! And what happens if I put more vinegar? So you actually get like an explosion. So if you see how it goes, it's fun. I have done it 1,000 times and the students just love it and they start playing with it, and then you can even create a volcano and connect it with another activity, and you can just go on and on. This is just one experiment. It will take you like 5 minutes. You can have, there are lots of experiments with baking soda, vinegar, and coloring. You can actually make a rocket, and it actually flies, and you just need the same ingredients. If you want to check that, I'm going to leave the link on how to make the rocket on the description, so you can see that you can find these kind of experiments easily online. You don't need to be like a super scientist. You just need to focus. And the thing is that what you just need to do is to include these kind of activities and try to think of how to match the activity, the fine activity, with the grammar. Conditionals and science go together. If you're doing an experiment, you can also do imperatives. You can review colors and all of that. So don't think of activities that are just filling in the gaps, completing or answering multiple choice tests, because that is actually not proving that your students can communicate. And this kind of thing actually can help you to do what is called embedded assessment. And you can search a more embedded assessment online. We're going to post some things about that too. So I hope you liked it. It's just a simple, very, very, very simple lesson. We're going to keep on posting these kind of things. So thank you very much and see you in another video.